Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be the episode about the Contraptions DLC, where we build a bunch of things. So basically, starting off here, you got a prefab category with all of your warehouse materials. Basically, just you get a big thing. Kate's a bitch, and she won't get out of the way, and she heard me yell at her, so she ran away. These ones don't really have anything that you can snap to it, unless you have specific doors that you can find in other categories. Something cool about this DLC too is you can double stack a half wall on top of a full-size wall, basically allowing you a taller structure in the long run. And with these half walls here, you can pretty much put a walkway up underneath the window, and it'll allow you to have a walkway. You find the floors in the warehouse floor section. Basically here with my little shit shack, these tiny things don't stick in the normal corners, but instead they stick onto the other corners that would have gone easier earlier. And yeah, in the wall section, just obviously there's walls. There's three different types of walls. You basically get a pretty solid one, a kind of solid one, and one with a giant ass hole in the middle. And that kind of acts as a doorway, but you can't put a door. I tried and it didn't work. Another exciting part for me I found was the fact that they added the scaffold towers. That's under the prefab scaffold tower. Wow, I can speak English, I promise. Basically, you get the two sizes. You get a 3-floor and a 2-floor scaffold. Well, I guess it's kind of a 3-floor scaffold. I don't know. They look kind of 2-floor-ish. There's one with a super skinny walkway, as I'm on right now, and then there's this one here with a giant fat walkway. It's a lot nicer. You can put probably a turret or something on there to overlook the road, snipe all the bad guys coming into the city. I'd have to say the only disadvantage to this is that none of the other floors for the scaffold snap onto the top one here, or for the prefab, so it doesn't work as well if you're trying to continue and spread it on. So that's why I recommend starting your own separate scaffold somewhere else, where you can have a variety of different sizes of platforms that you can put down. There's the tiny square, long, and then large square that you can do. And they also stack on top of each other. However, I did not know this till I kind of looked at the prefabs to figure that out. I mean, it's a scaffold. Scaffolds stack on top of each other. I don't know why I'm so weird. And yeah, it's the same thing with the larger ones. It's the tiny square, long square, and then the big fat square. For the big fat square, for the high ones, there's actually two different variations. There's the double pole one, and then there's the single pole one. Something else that I really love about this DLC is they added the boxcars to live in, which is really cool. You can build your own house out of them. They have the straight ones with the double sides open, the straight ones without the double sides open, and then the ones with the end caps for both, which is pretty cool. And you have also with it the doors that come with it, and there are two different kinds of these types of boxcars. You can get the ones that are elevated and non-elevated. The fact that Bethesda added elevators to this DLC makes me really enjoy it a lot more, because elevators are super useful. Getting from floor to floor, I hate building staircases personally. I find it really annoying to have to switch it around, walk up the stairs, switch it around again. It's an inconvenience that is not necessarily needed in a video game. If I wanted the inconvenience of stairs, I'd live in real life. But where's the fun of that? Why do I play video games for realism? Basically, with this DLC, it adds a 2nd, 3rd, and 4th floor elevator system, and I find that absolutely useful because more often than not, when you're building a staircase, it goes up more than just a floor. And I think, honestly, good job Bethesda for thinking of that. Another thing Bethesda added was the ball courses that you can do, and basically with that, it adds a ball and a track for it to follow. The way it works is you power up a gate or not, depending on what you want to do, and it rolls the balls through the course. I just set up a very basic course for you guys because I'm not a very, I guess, ball savvy guy. Personally, I'm a fan of keeping the balls where they belong, and that's away from me. And yeah, so basically powering it up energizes it, you turn it off, closes that gate. And so now, just by adding a ball to the system, it enables it for you to start it up. I know you don't really need to have the scoop like I had. I really had no idea what I was doing, and as you can see, it just rolls down and follows the course. It doesn't roll very fast, so it's not, to me, that's not interesting. I don't know, it's just me. Something else super interesting to note as well is that the balls do not respawn. And with this mod there comes conveyor systems. Basically I loaded Jangles into the hopper launches him onto the conveyor system. From there he goes all the way down like a little man. I don't really see the point of these things. For me, they don't seem to be useful, but for anyone who decides they want to start a jet empire or something and have their drugs get shipped down from one end of the settlement to the other, so that way the sweatshop workers can kind of deal with that from there and organize that. Basically, you can also have it set on the other end, so that way everything's stored into a separate container, which is super cool. I'm not sure if it empties into its own container or not. Now I'm going to show you guys the junk mortar. Basically, you can load it up with any kind of junk, and as you can see here, I'm loading it up with Preston because, well, you know, this is revenge for all the times that you send me on random missions. So, here it is. As you can see, that is what you get for sending me on all these missions. And of course, right here, as soon as he stands up, he tells me that there's something that's needed at the castle. I know it's Ronnie Shaw, but at the same time, it's like, come on, man! I just launched you out of a cannon to tell you to stop sending me all missions all the time, and you're still doing it. So I think you should probably take that as a hint that you should stop. Pretty much, there's this here. There's the pitching machine, which is pretty cool. I decided to set it up here, why not? Pretty much what I have loaded up here, I'm going to show you guys the potential of the pitching machine, and just kind of show you the kind of range that it gives you. I mean, it's not super great. I don't know. It seems like one of those things. It's funny, but it doesn't do a whole lot of good. Like, the junk jet's a better option, as you guys will soon see. Like, woo. Wow. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at how far that pumpkin went, guys. I mean, you could take someone's head off with the junk jet. Dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Yeah, she's good. She can dodge a ball. Alright, electronic fireworks. There we go. Emergency flare? Sure. Crackle? Sure. Palm gold? Sure. Peony blue? Sure. And here we can see that the fireworks look about as good as fireworks do in real life. I mean, minus the fact that when they blow up, they're not really the color of the flare that goes up. However, when the dust finally settles, they still do appear the same color. I mean, the pink and the gold and the blue are very visible right now. The other one that exploded a little bit lower. For some reason my shit decided not to record, so I'm recording it right now. Re-recording it. How about that? Basically what we got here is the posters that you can find in the wallpapers category. Shit, I gotta stop saying basically. What they do is they light up in the dark when they're connected to electricity. And I think it's really cool because, I mean, some of them are billboards, some of them aren't. I mean, they're not really billboards, I don't know what these... They're usually outside of movie theaters and they got like movie posters in them. But yeah, basically that's what this is. And yeah, you get quite a few selections of it. The Hot Nuka-Cola Girl, the Iron Giant, the Vim Cream, and the Mirelurk King statue trying to get jiggy with that woman there. And also for the posters, they're not as well lit as the other ones, which is okay. I mean, they don't look terrible. They give it kind of that realism kind of look, which is really nice in a video game. And next we have the mannequins here, and you can basically put whatever you want on them as long as you have certain mods to allow you to put whatever you want on yourself. For example, the mod Armorsmith Extended allows you to wear whatever you want without having a set base layer. And the next part of it is the display cases. I'm not very good at displaying things, but as you can see, they hold whatever you want, and there's actually doors for them to keep your stuff from falling out. The next part up on here is the weapon racks, and basically this part here is for the individual weapons, like pistols, and that's pretty much it. I tried it with small melee weapons, that doesn't work. Larger melee weapons doesn't either, like baseball bats. However, they do work on these longer racks for rifles and baseball bats. Basically anything that's a longer, bigger size melee weapon and rifle can fit on this size. Heavy weapons only fit on these racks here. This is the minigun that from the very first fight with the Deathclaw, and as you can see, it holds it very nicely. Definitely displays off the most momentous thing in the world. Also, these racks change their size based on the weapon that you have placed on it, so it adds a lot of immersion, like you're actually resizing the scale. These ones here suck, in my opinion. You're only able to fit one weapon at a time, and it's not worth it. Now, this is for you power armor savvy guys. Basically, this is the power armor display. It gives you a bunch of lights, and it's a powered up item because there's lights in it involved, and it's pretty much all I can say. This part here is a bunch of different directional arrows with incandescent bulbs. It's cool. They don't do anything fancy. The fanciest part actually is the next one here, the like and subscribe sign. Basically, that one is my favorite kind, and yeah. My final judgment is if you guys want a new type of DLC and you guys like building settlements, this is definitely the thing to go with. It's worth the price, and honestly, you're gonna get your money's worth. Definitely let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and thank you all for watching. Peace.